Welcome back, Kitchen Table Wargamers. We're bringing the Sons of Titan versus Hive Fleet Kronos today. So here's the Warlord over here, here's the Neurothrope. We've got the Paladin Ancient as the Warlord for the Grey Knights, and you will see the list in just a minute, but I'm pretty excited about this match. Last time the Grey Knights did not do well, so I'm hoping to get a little bit of revenge if I'm lucky and I play smart. But we will find out. We'll go over the lists and then we'll be back for the deployments, etc. in short order. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Grey Knights list that I'm going to run today. I'm running a double patrol list. This list is going to be fun. It has a lot of my favorite things. It could be underwhelming, but I think it'll be a good time. We'll start off with all the characters. There's a slew of characters. The two big boys. We've got Grandmaster Dreadknight with teleports, the Dreadknight teleporter, so he can do that. I believe both of them are running Sanctuary for their extra spell, and they'll be charactering, because that's cool. Then I have 4 more characters. This is the problem with Grey Knights. You give up assassinate points super fast. I've got the Librarian with the Sanctic Shard. He's going to get my CP regen spell, Imperium Domination, and changing the warps. I don't remember what it's called, but that one. This is an Apothecary. He's going to be rocking around with Sanctuary, and he'll just be following along with whatever unit I think is going to take the brunt of the beatings first. He'll probably be in Deep Strike. I do have a Castellan Crow. This is the old boy, OG model. So I just got him about, I don't know, I probably had him for about 4 months, 5 months, got him painted up. And then the new model dropped and I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, he's here. He's gonna have Armored Resilience, and he is not the Warlord. I know that's a fun way to play him, but that's not how I'm gonna run this today. This boy is gonna be the Warlord. So Paladin Ancient with a Psilencer. He has the Augurium Scrolls and First to the Fray for the Warlord trait. So there's that. That's the HQs. That takes a while to get through all of those. Then I have 3 squads of Terminators. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 back there. So 3 5-man squads of Terminators, a Psycannon in every squad, and then there's a mix of Falchions and Halberds. I also have a 5-man Paladin squad. So there's a Thunderhammer or a Demon Hammer on my Paragon, and then they have 2 Silencers in the squad back there. And then I have a squad of 5 Interceptors with a Silencer in there as well, and a squad of Purgators. Yes, he has the wrong gun, but I didn't realize I was missing another Silencer. So they're all 4 with Silencers in the Purgation squad. I just happened to have the wrong gun, and I'm not entirely sure where the other one went off to. So there it is. It's exactly 2,000 points. I normally run my Smasher Carry, as I call him, with a Thunderhammer, but the points didn't really allow it today. So actually, I might just be a little shy. I might be at 1997 now that I think about it. That's all right. It's not a big deal, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be playing against some Tyranids today. So 2 8th edition codexes going to face off today, and we're going to make some noise in the warp with some psychery shenanigans going on. Be back to show you the Tyranids list next. Here we have it, folks. The Tyranid fleet has arrived. This would be Kronos. It is a single battalion. It's going to be all kinds of wild and crazy. And every time I see Tyranids get on the board, I go, ooh, I don't have enough models when I'm playing the Grey Knights. So we'll see what happens. We have, starting on this end, Lictor. He is going to do what he does, probably score some secondary points. You got some, these are the Hive Guard over here, right? Mm-hmm. Is it just one squad, or is this squad? It's one big squad. We got Zoanthropes. Everybody loves to hate them because they do the ridiculous smiting business. 2 squads of Biovores. I like there's a little mix of the older and the newer. It's very nice. Some Ripper Swarms to go with them. You've got, I'm not Ripper Swarms, Spore Mines. Excuse me. Then we have Ripper Swarms. There's just a squad of 3, I believe. We've got the characters here in the front. So these are the Neurothropes. This guy on the left is the Warlord. And do they have any crazy Warlord traits or things going on with them?
He has Progeny of the Hive Mind here, which allows him to give another ability out, instinctive behavior out.
Oh, okay.
And also they also have
The dog's being annoying. Relax, dog.
He also has what's it called?
while he's looking that up, we'll carry on. We got Termagants over here. They've got the Devourers on them. Then we have 2 big 9-man squads of Tyranid warriors, and it looks like they've all got some big old guns and also
they're all armed with death spitters.
Death spitters, and they have claws on them as well, which is unfortunate.
This little boy here is my custom Tyranid Prime.
Oh, nice! I like that. Pretty sweet. So yes, this is a fabulous looking list. Got some speed, got some extra shooting, got some psychic going on. It's going to be a fun matchup. It's going to be really intriguing to see how the Grey Knights can or will survive.
It's Resonance Barb, that's what it has.
That's what it is, Resonance Barb, okay. Yeah. So he can cast an additional power, or he can know an additional?
Three total if he wants to.
Okay.
And also, he gains an extra deny.
That'll be useful. And then I've had bad experiences with my Grey Knights in the Shadow of the Warp, so an extra deny does not make me happy. So yeah, this is going to be a good match. This is going to be pretty intriguing. So we have seen the armies. We will get the deployment done in a second. We'll show you the whole battle zone that we're going to be playing on and tell you the mission. So we'll be back in just a minute. Well, folks, we've arrived. We are on a planet to be named at some point in time. It was clearly an Imperium world once before things happened. We've had some shelling, we've had some bombings. We now have a Tyranid invasion to deal with. It's a bug infestation. Aha! This mission is Surround and Destroy, number 21. So we have an objective in each deployment zone on the long edge of the board, and then you've got 2 in the center. The mission-specific secondary is not too hot, so neither of us took that. I'm sure you're surprised to know. The Tyranids are all over there. Nothing in deep strike, nothing in reserve for him. You can see we've got River Swarms doing some screening. We've got some little Termagants there being bold and brave. We've got a Zoanthrope squad. We've got around the corner of the building some Biovores and some Hive Guard. We've got character in the middle. He's the Warlord. We have also a Lictor hiding over there. We have more Zoanthropes, another Neurothrope. Warriors, more warriors, more warriors, some Biovores. There's only 2 squads, but that's a lot of warriors. And this guy, I incorrectly said in the beginning that he was another Neurothrope. He's the Tyranid Prime. So he's going to help out with the Tyranid warriors a little bit and make them worse, better. I'm not a fan of this. I don't like it. This is well done, sir. So that was a speako, not a typo. Over here on my side, I've got some Terminators, Interceptors. I've got the Purgation Squad. They've got nice full view of the 2 central objectives over here, so hopefully they can, well, full view. They can't see anything because of the building, but we have Astral Aim, we shall. Got a Librarian tucked in, Dreadknight, Grandmaster even. You've got Crow down here with another Terminator squad. My Paladins, my other Dreadknight, my Apothecary, and my Ancient. That's who it is. Oops, I forgot to deploy a Terminator squad. Shame on me. I need to put them down, and then I will not be cheating. The Paladins, the 2 characters in the Dreadknight, are in Deep Strike, not that other Terminator squad, so I have made a boo-boo. I will fix that real quick, and then we will be back. Well, actually, let's go ahead and roll to see who goes first, and then, yeah, then I can place my Terminators in a bad spot, because I took all the good hiding places. Way to go, me. Go ahead, sir. Oh, that's not encouraging for me. Oh, and I lose. Okay, so the Tyranids will be going first, which I hoped not to have happen. Yeah, this will be fascinating. So I'm going to throw another Terminator squad down, and then he's going to move, and we'll be back for Tyranids turn 1. Well, the end of the Tyranid turn 1 is upon us. I did elect to start off in the Tide of Shadows for the +1 on my saving throws, which didn't really matter. This guy took some mortal wounds and a smite from the Warp Storm, from the Zoanthropes, and then he got shot by the Hive Guard and failed on 1s and 2s, mind you, so even the cover save wouldn't have helped. Failed 5 out of 7 4-up invulnerable saves. He did. That was amazing. I felt bad for him. Poor guy. But he did protect other things, I suppose. I don't know. I lost a Terminator here to Biovores, and there's a little pooped out Spore Mine. And then over on this other flank, I got 2 more Spore Mines there because these Terminators also got shot twice by Biovores. He did spend the 2 to double shoot, hence 3 shooting rounds of Biovores. Thankfully on this side, we only killed 1 Terminator, even though they got shot at twice. So I can work with that, I suppose. And he did a lot of moving. So he advanced Zone Throps up here, Neurothrop up there. The Tyranid Warriors didn't advance, they raised banners. This line stretched out, advanced to do some screening. I don't know why he's worried about deep striking. Who knows? These guys also raised banners, so the Termagants didn't do anything extra with that either. And he is very well protected and cushioned back there. So it is my turn to come back and see if I can do anything to gain some points. Sean did pick up 3 for Assassinate, and he raised the 2 banners. That is it. So we'll be back for Grey Knights, turn 1. The end of Grey Knights, turn 1 retaliation. I spent a whole lot of time and energy to get rid of Spore Mines. Yay! Because I didn't move very many things. So Crow killed a Spore Mine. Huzzah! He cast Armored Resilience on this Terminator squad, and then they cast Gate of Infinity on themselves, and they did a thing. They flew over here, landed at this corner, shot and killed Spore Mines, shot and killed 1.5 Zone Thropes, and then made their charge with a CP reroll, unfortunately. I did spend Fury of the Proven in the shooting phase and again in the melee phase, have them hitting much better. It's a +1 to hit, and it helped a bit. And then they had their Armored Resilience. Oh, so this guy's not actually hurt because it was a -1 to wound him. Yeah, so it would have needed a 5 to wound him. And I have that there, I have the card there, and I still forgot. All of their attacking combined did 2 wounds on that guy because these crazy dudes with their 3-up invul saves are a menace. But I did kill 3 of those, so that was better than nothing. This squad back here raised the banner. Oh, and the other Terminator squad did the same on that objective, raised banners. These guys did their teleport shunt, got up, touching the objective, shot and killed a whole 2 Termagants. The -1 to shoot because of the trees hindered the guys that actually hit well. The other guys just didn't hit well. It's kind of sad. And he made, what, 3 5-up saves or something? He did pretty good with that. The Purgation squad cast Astral Aim on themselves. I spent the command point for the Powerful Adept after the Librarian did his spells because he was not in deny range, but they were. I rolled like a 4 the first time for this, which would have been successful with my +1, but he was in deny range, so I CP rerolled that as well. So I started this turn going all the way up to 9 command points, and I spent 5, so I'm back down to 4. Things worked out, sort of, that I needed, so it was better than nothing. I picked up 2 for Engage. I've got 2 banners raised, but they don't count yet. And that's it. So that's the end of the turn for Grey Knights. We'll be back. Tyranids, turn 2 next. And we're back. Tyranids turn 2 is ended. These guys are fine. Huzzah, hurrah! Those guys are not. We did manage to dodge a lot of psychic stuff, but one smite got through undenied and did 3 mortal wounds. That was the first 3 guys. And then, look at this, the little Termagants. They killed 2 more in shooting because we only have 1 wound. There are so many things that have happened in the first turn and a half where if I had 2 wounds on regular guys and 3 wounds on Terminators, it would be a whole different game. But I don't. That's okay. It's still been a fun game. These guys, Biovores for the win. Took out 3 of them. He hit with all of them. 1 did D3 mortals, the other 2 did a single mortal, and of course were 1-win models. Killed 3, but I rolled a 1 on morale. I was very proud of him. Over here, yet another fallen comrade, thanks to Biovore messiness. So we're down to 3 guys left, 2 more Spore Mines. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. And this was the story of this turn. Yes, there are 2 Grey Knights tucked in here. The Sergeant is hurt. They had Armored Resilience from the Psychic phase. I spent 2 command points for Transhuman during the shooting, and they got shot a lot. I lost 3 in the shooting phase. Then they got charged by the Tyranid Prime is what he's called. I don't see him very often, so I keep forgetting his name. Tyranid Prime, and yes, he is actually in engagement range, but because of the way these barrels are shaped, he keeps falling over because he's metal and cool like that. So he's there. Don't worry, we're not cheating. The Lictor came in. He made his charge. They made their charge. After shooting and killing 3 of them, they were unable to chew through them because Armored Resilience saved the day. And then I finally learned how to roll 3-ups because AP won on most things, and I made 4s on 5s on the ones that mattered. So I got super lucky, and they rolled a 1 for morale as well. So that was kind of a big deal. That was the show. The Terminators that didn't die, even though they only have 2 wounds. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wait, don't tell GW I said that, because I need those 3 wounds. And that's it. So the rest of these guys, Biowar's back here, just kind of screening. Tyranid Warriors, they're screening. That other side as well, screened out and defended. So that's where we sit. He picked up 2 points for raising the banners in the previous turn, and he got 10 points on primary. That's it. So that'll bring us to Grey Knights, turn 2. Some reinforcements are on their way. We'll see if we can't do some work here. This is an interesting game. Not failing morale twice helped a lot. We'll be back for Grey Knights, turn 2. It is the end of the Grey Knights turn 2. I have mixed feelings about this turn. You'll see why in a minute. These boys all moved forwards and were able to see and shoot into the zone throws there. I think they might have done 1 wound. I think they killed 1 and hurt 1. Mr. Crow, who was here, took advantage of their hospitality. They used Gate of Infinity, which was one of the only spells I got off in that psychic phase, ironically enough. And he came down over here. Also at the end of my turn, this group came in Deep Strut, so that's the Apothecary, that's the Ancient, with the re-rolling charges, and there's my Paladin squad. You notice none of them moved? None of them moved. He rolled an 8 twice, he rolled an 8 once, they rolled an 8 once, he rolled like a 3 twice, and then the re-rolls were even worse. That was really frustrating that we don't get any pluses to our charges. Games Workshop, you probably don't ever see these, but fix us. I'm hoping, I have high hopes. Over here in melee, we almost forgot to roll it out because they were so buried inside the Tyranid swarm, but they are dead. Those last 2 guys crumpled and died, and the one guy that had a chance to hit back didn't. He whiffed a lot. My other deep strike was right here. Mr. Grandmaster came down right around this area, made his charge on the first try because he's a Grandmaster. Why wouldn't he? After he shot and killed the Termagants, and he killed 1.5 Hive Guard. And then he made his charge, killed the Ripper Swarms. He had 5 that went through, and it took 3d6 damage to kill 1 swarm. And then my last 2 killed a swarm a piece. So it was trying to be dramatic and, whatever. That's it. That's, like, there were some things over here that should have gone a little different with re-rolled charges, but they didn't. And that's how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. So at the end of the turn, here's where we sit. You'll notice I'm not doing a running tally on the no prisoners thing. We'll just figure that out at the end of the game. I picked up 10 on primary, got 2 for raising banners. I was engaged in 3 of the 4 fronts because my Terminators died in that other corner at the end of this turn, so I got 2 for engage. And, oh no, I need to add that to my score because I got 2 for this turn with the Dreadknight. And that's it. So it's a close scoring game, and it's very back and forth. And, I also killed that Neurothroat. I forgot about that. With my Silencers from the Paladin squad. So they weren't useless. They just didn't do as much as I hoped. And between their Stormbolters and his Silencer, we killed 2 more Zone Throats out of that squad over there. They weren't useless. It just was really disappointing that they didn't do more than they did. And that's it. That's the end of my turn. We'll be back for the Tyranids. Turn 3 in just a sec. It is the end of the Tyranids turn 3. These guys were mercifully left alone. These guys, the Purgation Squad, shot and killed by Biovores. Yet again, lots of hits, no misses from them, and then 3 mortal wounds. This poor guy, Mr. Crow, he denied a smite, then he took a Psychic Scream in the face, and he lost his smite, but he kept Armored Resilience, so I left the card there just to remind us that he can't smite anymore, but he does Armored Resilience, even though he was only doing a 3-inch smite anyways. Characters are fine, they're fine. Paladins, I lost 2 to shooting, and then I lost 1 more in melee, but they survived with, these guys left and did not fail morale because they were cool like that, and then we killed the Tyranid Prime, so that was kind of a big thing for us. The Psychic phase was once again a little bit of a battle in the warp. Catalyst was successfully cast this time onto that Neurothrope squad, or Zone Thrope squad, so they're rocking around. And back here, we took 1 damage from Biovore spamming this direction. Took a wound off. As you can see, all of this mess came forward to bother me. This Zone Thrope raised the banners there, so he's got a 3rd banner up now. And I think that was it. Over here, the Biovores, well, the Hive Guard shot twice, dropped him to a single wound. I was proud of him for that. Then the Biowars charged him, and they whiffed, and he smacked them real good and killed them all. What? It's good for me. Not so good for Sean. But I'm not sorry, because I only have like 4 things on the board. Ha! To the Tyranid swarm. Yeah, it's a little rough, but this is going to keep the points somewhat even for the time being. And then once he kills everything in the next turn, I'll be in a real world of hurt. So, that is the end of the summary here. That was the Tyranids turn 3. And it was a pretty good hit. So I'm going to have to make stuff happen with what I have left, and that's not a lot. But we'll be back with Grey Knights turn 3 next. The Grey Knights turn 3 is at a close. We did some things we didn't do. Librarian moved and then got Gate of Infinity over here. The Terminators moved forwards just a little bit. We did some shooting, didn't really do a lot of killing. Mr. Crow came up to make an easy charge. He also tried to cast Armored Resilience, was denied. Again, it's one of those games we're denying almost everything for each other, so nothing was done there. No, I meant psychically. Oh. Yeah, he did kill one, ironically enough, with his 0 AP sword, the black sword, the cursed sword that looks amazing in the new model, but it's not yet. So he's doing his thing. Over here, we brought back a paladin, so there were actually 2 paladins on 1 wound. Maybe that's illegal. Maybe you have to heal a wounded one if you have a wounded one. I thought you could just bring one back. I don't know. It ended up not mattering because the Tyranids finally did something, and I finally failed saves, and 2 guys died. He backed around, and the Apothecary made a charge. The Apothecary picked up 1, and that was it. Oh no, and then Hammer guy, he picked 1 up. These guys, we smoked the whatchamadoodle over here, the spine guy. Yep, Spore Mine. And then we shot this one, and we shot the rest of our shots through the window into the Zone Thrope. He didn't die. I was very disappointed. The Ancient also put his Silencer into the Zone Thrope. He didn't die. I was like, why? He's the only thing on the point. Just an easy point. No more psychery from him, but no, he refused to die. Same thing over here. I shot them with my Dreadknight who was wounded. He hurt them but didn't kill them. Then on this side, the Dreadknight. He made his mighty 5-inch charge. He did kill 1 Biovore, I think it was, with Smite, and then he slew 1.5, I think, with his D6 damage sword. And Hive Guard. I'm getting the names wrong everywhere. But he's still here, he's still holding the point, and he's preventing them from shooting, so he's doing a good thing. But yeah, it's, I don't know, folks. I don't know. I'm pushing things around, I'm trying to bully some stuff, but it's not quite enough just yet to know how the game's going to end. I've shut down a little bit of shooting, and yeah, I don't know. So the end of battle round 3, here's where we sit. Oh, I picked up another 2 for engaged. I didn't write that down yet. We're both tied on primaries. Secondaries are looking very similar, and that's it. So we'll be back for Tyranids turn 4. We're coming to the twilight hours of the battle. Alright, Tyranids turn 4 is ended. Here's where we are at. Everybody here's just here. We did a lot of denying of psychic powers today. We denied all of the smites and psychic screams going into him, so he saved his bacon and other people helped out, like the Librarian and Terminators. Over here, we also denied Catalyst from him. We denied a smite, then we failed and took a smite here, so he's down to a wound. He had a wound off, and then he took 1 wound from the Tyranid Warriors. The Lictor came and charged into my Apothecary, so the Apothecary killed him and 2 warriors. The Paladin killed 2 warriors, and that was the end of that in the melee world. Over here, Biovore unit picked up my Terminators. Now this is what's frustrating. It was a whole 5 mortal wounds. I had exactly 5 wounds on the table because my dudes don't have 3 wounds yet. Alright, I promise I'll quit crying about that at some point. Maybe. So they're dead. That's a big problem. Over this way. This was also unexciting. This melee it's a wet noodle fight over here because his amazing sword that rerolls everything, whatever, it did nothing. It did a single wound. There's no AP on the Black Blade of Antwer or whatever it's called. That's horrific. And it's a single damage, so I took a wound off of his own throat. And back here, oh, dun dun dun. The Hive Guard ran away. The Tyranid warriors got 1 wound through on the Dreadknight. I saved a whole bunch of 3-up saves, and then I failed the very last one. And he died ingloriously, unceremoniously. I'm a little bit perturbed about this. So Sean managed to take me off 2 objectives. I'm on 1. I'm very disappointed because it's going to be real hard with my 3-4 remaining units to come back and actually hold anything. It's a problem, folks. But I'm not out of the game yet. We'll see what else I can do, if anything. And we'll be back to find out the results of my dramatic, brain-engaging strategy for Grey Knight's turn 4 next. Well, folks, end of the Grey Knight's turn 4. Some things worked out, some for the better, some for the worse. I killed a lot, which you would think is better, but that means now I'm going to get blown away because other things are now dead. I killed the Zoanthrope, thank goodness. The banner is still raised over there, so that's sort of a win, sort of not. I killed all of these guys because we're cool like that. This guy took another wound. He was able to cast a power for once in this game. He got Armored Resilience on himself, so he's -1 to wound. And he actually killed a Zoanthrope this time and hurt another one. So his no AP sword finally got through the 3-up invuls. Bad news for me, that guy's still trucking around. Those guys are going to be free to shoot this turn, and all of those are free to shoot this turn, which means most of my stuff is going to die. That's my prediction. These guys backed up out of range to get out of the denial bubble from the Neurothrope because we hoped he would waste his deny over here and then allow me to freely Gate of Infinity myself away onto another objective, but he denied it. No. He let Crow have the Armored Resilience so he could deny my Gate of Infinity. I regenerated 1 command point, so I still have that in my pocket, and yeah, it hurts. So I was planning to sit happily and comfortably on another objective and get myself engaged points, and I didn't because I whiffed, and I was denied, actually, truth be told. So there you have it, folks. There you have it. At the end of my turn, here's where we're at. It's battle round 4 in the books. He shut down some primary, and that hurts. And then, yeah, again, we're kind of even on some things, but he's starting to pull ahead. The no prisoners might help me, but if I lose all my characters this turn to all his shooting, it's going to hurt a lot. So we'll be back. Last turn for the Tyranids, battle round 5. Here we go. Well, Tyranids turn 5 is over. I would like to point out 1, 2, and 3 silly little spore mines, which means none of my Terminators died to Biovores, so that was generous of him. Over here, though, Mr. Crow failed to deny that 1 spell, just 1, and his 1 wound evaporated. It was very sad, so he's gone. And then over here, all of the shooting from the Tyranids killed my 2 characters. The Tyranid warriors split fire, the Hive Guard split fire, and just barely by 1 CP. If I'd had it reroll, could have probably saved him and he'd still be alive. But no, I gave up all those points, and that tends to happen. It's a terrible thing, but it is what it is. So, yeah, Tyranids. There's still a bunch of them on the table, but this is the end. This is battle round 5, so I'm going to be able to score a few points, but not many. I'm going to do the best that I can. We'll be back at the end of the game with a summary and the points and see what's left on the table. Oh, folks, it's the end of the Grey Knight's turn 5. So, Librarian was able to get a CP. these guys finally cast themselves a Gate of Infinity. The Zoanthropes tried to deny my CP regen, and the Gate of Infinity was successful. So they came over here and they said, we'll raise a banner. Yes, please. We left the Zoanthropes. Sean's already cleaned up some stuff, so you won't see them, but that's okay. So the Zoanthropes were still there. They were holding that objective. This Paladin, the lone survivor from this entire half of the board, walked his 5 inches up and he raised the banner. That was it. Oh no, excuse me. I could not have raised that banner because they did a smite. I mean, they used the Gate of Infinity. So that's going to change the score. You're going to see it's going to be dramatic, but that's okay. So that banner was not actually raised, but they did get on the objective. Now, this is important because it was a hold 1, hold 2, hold more. And at the end of my turn, with that Gate of Infinity going off over there, I was on 3 objectives, so I scored 15 points on primary. Sean was sitting on 2. He had this one here with the Zoanthropes, and he was still on that one back there with the Biovores. Are you ready for the score, folks? So I ended up with 3 banners raised, and the score became 79, not 80, because I realized I cheated on that, to 78. That close. It was a 1-point game, and if it wasn't for that one Gate of Infinity finally going off, because we battled back and forth in the warps and denied each other everything, every turn, that was a crazy game. So, Sean, that was a fabulous game. We were talking about MVPs. I would have to say that probably my one lone Paladin over here who is still alive gets it for me, because he killed, what, 6 or 7 Tyranid warriors on his own in 2 rounds of combat and a character. He did the business for me. For Sean, we weren't sure. Zoanthropes over here were a menace because I couldn't get rid of them. But the Hive Guard killed a lot of stuff. But ultimately, we decided it's probably the Biovores. You had 2 units of those suckers. The Biovores alone killed all of these Terminators here. They killed all of my Purgation squad. And I think... well, I know they killed one of the Terminators in that corner, one of the Terminators that was over there. The Biovores just did the business in this game, and it kept me from moving around. Like, I had to waste, at least 2 or 3 Stormbolters on a Spore Mine every turn, every round. That was a blast. So, thank you, Sean. This has been a fantastic game. I hope y'all enjoy this one. I couldn't believe the score at the very end. And what actually, it was the one extra banner that I got at the end that pushed me over, but I did pick up 10 for no prisoners, which saved my bacon because he had a lot more on the board than I did at the end of the game. He still had a full 9-man warrior squad back there that was on their advance, was just short of getting on this objective. That would have changed it if the advance had been bigger. He still had the 3 Biovores in this corner. He still had 3 Hive Guard in that corner and 3 Zoanthropes over here. So he had a lot more on the board than I did. I got super lucky keeping my Paladin alive. I got super blessed to get a Gate of Infinity off. By the way, my last 2 casts for the CP regen and the Gate of Infinity both went off on an 11. Finally, I got a good cast that he couldn't deny. Woo! So it was a great game. Thank you, sir, for coming over and playing. Hope you guys enjoy this. This has been another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report.